The Young and the Restless scoop for the week of December 15th reveals Chelsea Lawson will be furious with Adam Newman. Also coming up, Nikki Newman will learn about Victor Newman's attack on Jack Abbott and Jabot. Plus, Billy Abbott will make a deal with Phyllis Summers, and Nick Newman will face off with Matt Clark. Y&R spoilers tease Nick will find out Matt Clark has arrived in Genoa City. However, he'll also learn his ruse has worked. Matt believes Sienna Bacall has a suite at the athletic club, and he'll order Annie Stewart to finish her off. Later in the week, Matt's rivalry with Nick will take a violent turn. Meanwhile, Billy and Sally Spectra will try to minimize any damage to Abbott Communications after Newman Media publishes an article about Jabot shutting down. Rumor has it, Billy will even work out a deal with Phyllis. But what will it be? At Newman Ranch, Victor will celebrate Jack's comeuppance with Adam and Michael Baldwin. Of course, Nikki will be gobsmacked when she finds out about her husband's actions against Jack and Jabot. But will she call him out on it? Other Y&R spoilers tease Kyle. Abbott will form an alliance with Claire Newman and send a message to Summer Newman. Plus, Diane Jenkins will plead with Michael to help Jabot. Finally, Chelsea will be highly upset during the launch party when she reads the damaging article Adam published about Jabot. Victoria Newman will approach her and ask if she knew about it. Chelsea will say she had no idea, and if she'd known, she never would have approved it. So, she'll lay into Adam for blindly following Victor's orders and leaving her out of the loop. And it'll get even worse for the couple when Jack confronts them and holds them accountable for what's happened. But will it cause a rift between Adam and Chelsea? Hey Y&R fans! Are you enjoying the new CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the soap scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Here are your spoilers for The Young and the Restless episodes on Monday, December 15th, 2025. Victor Newman is letting the holidays slow him down in terms of putting lumps of coal in the stockings of his enemies. On Monday's show, watch for Victor to order Adam to put their revenge plot in motion. Is Victor going to order his son to go after the Abbotts, or does he want him to pursue an attack plan against Matt Clark? Victor has been coming out on top recently as he's attempted to vanquish his enemies. Will his streak continue? Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers came to a new understanding when she finally admitted to stealing his artificial intelligence program. They exchanged some harsh words. Then, Phyllis attempted to slap Kane. He blocked her hand and then he pulled her in for a kiss. Phyllis kissed him back. On Monday's show, watch for Kane and Phyllis to set boundaries. Does this mean they're going to continue their sexual relationship? Will Kane and Phyllis team up to get back the AI software program that Phyllis stole from him and gave to Victor? The Abbott Communications launch party is finally here. There have been numerous attempts to get this media company started, but each time there was some kind of delay. The last time there was a party scheduled, Sally and Billy showed up only to find that the party had been canceled. Kane was behind it all, and the two media executives had to start all over. Now, many power players from Genoa City are set to attend Billy and Sally's gala. But will the company become a victim of Kane's AI program that Victor now owns? Tune in to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, December 15th reveals that Kane Ashby will refuse to be enemies with benefits, so he'll shut Phyllis Summers down. At Crimson Lights, Kane will decide it was a mistake to lock lips with Phyllis since they're foes now. Although Phyllis will play up the idea of sleeping with the enemy, Kane will make it clear it's not happening and rush off. Kane will shift his focus back to Lily Winters ahead of the launch party, but she'll scold him for not dressing to fit the 50s theme. Kane will scramble to find something appropriate at Fenmore's before Lily decides his new look will work. As for Devin Winters and Abby Winters, they'll be taken aback to learn Lily's going to the bash with Kane. Victoria Newman will join Nate Hastings for the gathering, but Nate will assure the others it's just a friendly outing. Devin will hope Lily keeps Kane in the friend zone as well, but he'll clearly worry it'll turn into more. Back at the coffee house, Phyllis will cross paths with Tessa Porter and Daniel Romalotti Jr., who'll be stunned to learn she was invited to the launch party and actually intends to go. After a debate about Phyllis's motives for attending, Daniel will decide to put his own invitation to good use and take Tessa as his +1. The three of them will head to the jazz lounge, where Phyllis will spy Kane chatting Lily up at the bar. As for Sally Spectra, she won't be thrilled about Billy Abbott's decision to invite Phyllis. Billy won't like the fact that Lily brought Kane as her +1 either, but Sally will stop him from kicking Kane out. Due to the frosty vibe between Phyllis and Kane, Lily will see that things have definitely changed between them. Of course, Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott will make it to the launch bash along with Kyle Abbott. Adam Newman will almost make it to the party with Chelsea Lawson, but he'll get called to the Newman Ranch and send Chelsea to the shindig alone. Next on Monday's Y&R episode, Michael Baldwin will talk to Victor Newman about there being no way to target Jabot when it's offline and their assets have been moved. Victor will argue that he doesn't care about Jabot. All Victor will care about is going after Jack, and there'll still be a path to blowing things up for him tonight. That's where Adam will come in, since Victor will task him with using Jack's own strategy against him. Adam will make some calls and arrange for Jabot's shutdown scandal to get published through Newman Media. Victor will feel like Jack sealed his own fate with his precautions, so he'll have a celebratory drink with Adam and Michael despite their discomfort. Back at the party, Billy will give Sally an amazing introduction before she plays up their mission at Abbott Communications. Once phones start dinging and people start murmuring, Sally will wonder what's going on. Jack and Diane will see for themselves that Victor's found another way to go after them, so they'll fume over Jabot being smeared in the news. Phyllis will end up grilling Jack about Jabot's downfall, while Chelsea admits to Victoria she had no clue this was happening. Since Adam simply did as he was told again, Chelsea will be frustrated over him listening to Victor and not talking to her about it. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Chelsea and Adam have more conflict ahead. Stick with us for updates on the heated argument in their future. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 15th to December 26th, reveal that Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, will target multiple victims while Phyllis Summers and Billy Abbott reach a deal. Christmas will also arrive in Genoa City, so here's what Y&R fans can look forward to. During the week of December 15-19, Victor Newman will put Adam Newman to work on a new vengeful angle against Jack Abbott. While the Abbott Communications launch party's going on, Adam will use Newman Media to turn Jabot's shutdown into a scandalous story. There'll be posts that make Jack look incompetent and raise questions about whether Jabot still has a future. Victor's celebration will follow, along with Nikki Newman's anger when she realizes how he targeted Jack. In the aftermath, Jack will push the right buttons and worsen the friction between Nikki and Victor. Over with Chelsea Lawson, she'll blast Adam for going along with Victor's demands. Jack will also do some plotting and come up with some counter-moves, but Diane Jenkins Abbott will turn to Michael Baldwin, thinking he might be able to help handle Victor instead. Since Kane Ashby will ultimately decide kissing Phyllis was a mistake, she'll seethe as she watches him woo Lily Winters at the launch bash. Kyle will attend that shindig before he eventually turns his attention back to Claire Newman and their plan to take Audra down. Y&R spoilers say Kyle will have a message to pass along to Summer Newman, so we'll see if this is about Victor's attacks or perhaps the Matt situation, since it could affect Harrison Abbott. Sign Sienna in it too. Back with Phyllis, she'll enter negotiations with Billy. Phyllis and Billy work out an agreement that could be mutually beneficial, but can either one of them be trusted to keep their end of the bargain? It's possible Billy will want Phyllis to steal back the AI program or dupe Victor in some way, but he'll have to make it worth her while. Across town, Nick Newman will stand against Matt, but their conflict is about to get worse and spill over to plenty more Newmans. Matt will send Detective Annie Stewart to handle Sienna Bacall as well, but Noah Newman will do everything in his power to protect her. Nevertheless, Matt will have multiple victims in mind as he carries out his plans for leverage and vengeance in Genoa City. The week of December 22 to 26 could bring one last lull in the action before things really heat up. Some holiday celebrations are on the way, so Victor and Nikki will come together to count their blessings and discuss what really matters this Christmas. As for Matt, he could fall into another Newman trap if he's not careful. Sharon Newman will be on edge once she inevitably learns Matt's return to town, but she won't stand by and let him get away with more destruction. Sienna and Noah could fall even more in love in the midst of all this. But is their romance doomed to end in tragedy? Regardless, Noah may become protective of Audra too as Claire and Kyle's scheme against her takes shape. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some shocking news and intense showdowns, so we'll bring you updates on all the excitement. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates suggest that the rivalry between Kyle Abbott and Noah Newman might escalate for a surprising reason. The feud between the Abbotts and Newmans is likely to intensify with the next generation, so let's discuss what's coming up. To begin with, the revelation that Noah cheated on Allie Nguyen might not sit well with the Abbotts. Allie is a kind girl who didn't deserve such treatment, but Kyle has his own romantic missteps and isn't in a position to judge. While Jack Abbott may hold Noah's betrayal against him, it might not be a significant issue for Kyle in the end. After all, Kyle doesn't really know Allie, so he'll be more focused on other matters, like regaining Claire Newman's trust. Kyle understands he has an opportunity to achieve this through his current partnership with Claire, which includes a plan to take down Audra Charles. However, this goal might also trigger the rivalry between Kyle and Noah in the upcoming weeks. Y&R fans are aware that Noah is a rescue ranger like his father, Nick Newman, which makes him attracted to those in need. It might not take much for Noah to lose focus on his relationship with Sienna Bacall once he notices Audra is in danger. With Audra and Noah encountering each other again in Genoa City, many fans are sensing some chemistry between Audra and this version of her ex. Lucas Adams and Zuleika Silver could create a great on-screen pairing. To facilitate this, Noah might once again feel protective of Audra. There has been significant attention on Noah officially meeting Claire and forming a bond, which is also crucial. The more Claire and Kyle attempt to harm Audra, the more Noah may strive to protect her from that fate. As a result, Kyle and Noah might have a chance to continue the rivalry between Jack and Victor Newman. If Claire successfully extracts the rest of Audra and Holden Novak's LA horror story from Sienna, it could lead to even more complications. Noah could potentially betray Sienna as he feels compelled to become Audra's savior. Regardless of the situation, the history between Noah and Audra will play a significant role as things progress. It's quite possible that Noah will realize he hasn't fully moved on from his past relationship. Kyle's role in Audra's revenge scheme might spark another chapter in the Newman-Abbott rivalry, so keep an eye out for any concerning developments. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Noah and Audra might still have unfinished business with one another. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for the week of December 15th, 2025. Next week, fans will see Matt Clark go after Nick Newman. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott sends an SOS to Summer Newman. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's kick off this post with Nick and Matt. The two men are just mentioned once in the written spoilers. However, fans know that Nick showed Noah Newman the actions he has taken to protect their family. At the same time, fans know that Matt is already in Genoa City. In fact, next Friday, expect there to be a brutal showdown. In Genoa City, the Abbott Communications launch party has kicked off. However, Victor Newman ends up striking at Jack Abbott. In a weekly preview clip, Jack looks at a notification on his phone and seems rattled. Diane Jenkins Abbott notices Jack's alarm and looks over. There is also Michael Baldwin. The lawyer will grill Victor about his attack on Jabot. However, the lawyer doesn't understand how Victor is going to attack a company that has already gone offline. That is when Michael makes a realization. That revelation is that Victor isn't going after Jabot, but after Jack personally. It is also stated that at the end of the week, Kyle sends an SOS to Summer. Does this imply that Summer could be returning to Genoa City? The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week reveal that Claire Grace Newman and Kyle end up making a deal. The two characters will unite to take down Audra Charles. Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott do damage control at the party. Chelsea Lawson questions Adam Newman. Later, Jack holds both Adam and Chelsea accountable. Billy ends up making a deal with Phyllis Summers. What will Sally think of this, and could it affect her romance? Diane asks Michael for help. However, the lawyer is already teamed up with Victor. At the same time, the friendship goes back many years. Also, Jack meddles in Victor and Nikki Newman's relationship. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 15th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for Monday, December 15th, reveal some interesting moments in Genoa City as a new week starts. A revenge plan is unleashed while two characters set boundaries, and there's a major plot twist during a major launch party. What's on the horizon for Monday? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for Monday, December 15th, indicate that Victor Newman will order Adam Newman to put his revenge plan in motion. The two were targeting Jabot with the AI software program. However, as Jack Abbott dismantled the company before the mustache could strike. So, will Victor be left shocked, or does he have a plan B up his sleeve? Over at the GCAC, it sounds like the Abbott Communications launch party will be in full swing, which should please both Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra, considering the party was canceled the last time they tried to do this. Still, added teasers imply there will be an unexpected turn, so what could this be about? Read this. The Young and the Restless. Annie targets Sienna. With disastrous results. Lily's the accidental victim? If Jabot is dismantled and Victor can't get his hands on that organization, will he target Abbott Communications instead? Is that the plot twist that's ahead? This would be a shame since Billy and Sally have worked so hard and have endured so many obstacles to get to this point. In other news, The Young and the Restless, spoilers for Monday, note that Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers set boundaries. Despite their shouting match during the Friday, December 12th episode, the two ended the show with a passionate kiss. Now, Kane is taking Lily Winters to the Abbott Communications launch party, and Phyllis is going too. So how awkward will their encounter get? Will they also be able to stay within the boundaries they set? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Monday's show? Comment below. The Young and the Restless, spoilers reveal 4 couples who need their happy bubbles burst and some drama introduced to make this more interesting. Let's see just what kind of drama may be in store for these 2 happy little drama-free bubbles. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson have been a snooze fest since they stopped sneaking around behind Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra's back. Chelsea and Adam get very little screen time, and Chelsea's decision to look the other way when it comes to Victor certainly is not helping them. Adam and Chelsea need to liven things up because this happiness cannot last forever. Let's add some drama and make these two a bit more interest. Adam truly needs someone to shake things up for them. Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott were much more interesting when Phyllis Summers was messing with them before they got married. At least having to fight Phyllis didn't make things boring. Jack and Diane are way too comfortable and need some drama added here. When things liven up now that Jabot is under attack, will Jack and Diane disagree about how things were handled? Victor Newman could always cause some drama while flirting with Diane. Could Victor manage to break up Jack and Diane, leaving them to fight to get even with Jack? Will Jack decide to play Nikki against Victor as well? This could go several ways, but it would certainly be interesting to see how Victor would break them up. Normally, these two are in their own little happy bubble with no outside female interests of his own. However, Victor Newman does not believe the same about Nikki, Newman, and Jack. Victor still accuses Jack of almost killing her. Nikki denies this, and is now ready to spy on Victor to get the answers she needs. Will Jack still be a thorn in Victor's side? Will there ever be a truce between these two men? Matt Clark is on this way to Genoa City, and spoilers say this may cause some issues, especially if Matt comes after Nikki to assault her. Who would Nikki want to lean on after all of this happens? Could Nikki become a thorn in Diane's side, but truly need a break from Victor until she figures all of this out? Abby Newman, Winter, and Devin Winters have been blissfully happy since they were caught cheating on their partners months ago. Their marriage has been just as wonderful. However, things are about to be shaken up a bit as some danger is thrown their way. Will Devin and Abby be able to get past these issues? All four of these couples need a little action, and it seems some are ready for the drama train. Keep watching to see if these relationships survive. The Young and the Restless star. Michelle Stafford brought fans of the show directly into the Y&R makeup room, where she was running a scene with Mark Grossman, who plays Adam. If you'd ever heard about the life-sized cardboard image of Jean Cooper, who played Katherine Chancellor, being in the makeup room, well, take heart. It's still here. Readers can see in the video Stafford getting her makeup done while she runs lines with Grossman, who, at first, is unaware that his co-star is recording him. How it started, how it ended, Manhattan Wire style, with the great @mgrossman18, Stafford posted. Grossman replied, "Love it. Hidden camera, Phyllis." Later on in the video, you can see the scene that the two were rehearsing. Unlike in the makeup room, the actual scene contained soft music as the encounter between Phyllis and Adam took place in the jazz lounge over a drink. Phyllis asked Adam to deliver a message to Victor from her. That's to not lose his mind over Jack Abbott and Jabot. Adam wondered if Phyllis was getting cold feet due to his history with Jack. Phyllis assured Adam that she was not. However, the fiery redhead noted that she didn't want to see Jabot be some scorched, burned-out shell of a company when she takes it over. At this point, Grossman lets out a chuckle as he notices that Stafford is recording their rehearsal. Adam went on to tell Phyllis that Victor held off on unleashing the software until the Abbotts were all busy, as they were going to be at the launch party of Abbott Communications. Phyllis quips that she wanted to skip that, but now she would have to go for no other reason than to watch Billy's head explode. Fans got a kick out of watching both the rehearsal and the aired scene. However, some also couldn't help but notice the life-sized cardboard cutout of Cooper. @Shirley Montross wrote, "I love that Catherine is present in the background. This is so cool," wrote @ChristinalB123. "Please show more of these BTS rehearsals. So fun to see you guys working out the scene together before it actually happens." The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 15th and 19. Hint at some bombshells on the horizon in Genoa City, plus a flurry of casting activity too. Find out who's coming and who's going on the CBS soap over the next 5 days, down below. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 15th and 19 reveal that Roger Howarth will be back on canvas as Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, shows up in Genoa City. Matt has revenge on the brain where the Newmans, as well as Sienna Bacall, are concerned, so everyone better watch out. Along with Matt, his double agent dirty cop, Annie Stewart, will also be in GC as Catherine Kresge reprises the role. It sounds like Annie will help Matt in his plan to seek vengeance. But will these two succeed? Here's hoping not. Melissa Ordway pops back into Genoa City during the week of December 15-19th, as Abby Winters will be on screen. Abby will attend the swanky Abbott Communications launch party, supporting her Uncle Billy Abbott and his gal pal, Sally Spectra, on their new endeavor. Abby is seen next to hubby, Devin Winters, at the party during the Y&R Weekly preview, as Sally is giving a speech. With that said, the proverbial poop is about to hit the fan, as there are others in the background, including Jack Abbott and Diane Abbott, checking their phone, as some unpleasant news is circulating. What could this be about? The Young and the Restless spoilers seem to suggest that Victor Newman will win his latest battle against Jack, plus Billy and Sally will be left scrambling. So does the mustache launch an AI attack against Abbott Communications? What storyline are you most looking forward to during the week of December 15th and 19? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of December 15th, 2025. It shows Matt Clark issuing an order. Meanwhile, Sally Spectra gives a speech. Plus, Jack Abbott experiences a loss. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Matt, who is already back in Genoa City. Nick Newman set some traps so they will be alerted if Matt arrives in town. However, it seems Matt is too smart to check in under his own name. Then, The preview clip shows Matt meeting with Detective Annie Stewart. The woman tells Matt that Noah Newman has Sienna Bacall stashed in a hotel suite at the athletic club. However, fans know that Nick set it up to make it look that way. However, Matt orders Annie that he doesn't care how hard it is. She is supposed to have taken care of Sienna. At the Abbott Communications launch party, Sally Spectra gives a speech as everyone listens. While the redhead is talking about truth in reporting, Jack looks at his phone. The man says, WTH, which immediately gets the attention of Diane Jenkins Abbott. Victor Newman has decided to strike at Jabot. However, I thought taking the company offline was supposed to prevent that? The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 15th reveal that the preview clip also features Lily Winters and Kane Ashby. The man invited Lily to come with him to the launch party. While she eventually agreed, Lily made it clear that Kane wasn't to get false hope from this date. However, it seems that Lily won't be able to keep her own promise. The two are seen gazing into each other's eyes with big smiles on their faces. At the launch party, Phyllis Summers walks in with Tessa Porter and Daniel Romalotti Jr. They stare at Kane and Lily. One character says, "See, I told you this party would be fun." However, another says, "I think it's a little early to label it." Phyllis is determined to get revenge on both Kane and Lily. So, what will she do next? Young and the Restless spoilers for next week? Look at Matt Clark ordering a murder. And Jack Abbott panicking at the launch party when something unexpected crops up that could ruin Jabot. All right, we've got spoilers for Phyllis Summers and her party foul, plus Jack Abbott freaking out, and Matt Clark planning serious violence, among other big spoilers. Let's start with Phyllis, though. At the end of this week, Kane Ashby had met up with Lily Winters to be her +1 at the AbbottCom launch party, and Phyllis found out that Kane was going to be Lily's date to the event. So, of course, Phyllis can't stay away. She was going to show up and make a scene anyway, because that's what she does. But now she's doubling down. What's really twisted about all of this is Kane told Lily that he's completely done with Phyllis, and he cut ties, and Kane told Phyllis the same thing. But after Lily left, he started bickering with Phyllis at Crimson Lights, and then Kane was furiously making out with Phyllis. So, this is all going to get really messy and probably blow up in Kane's face. Plus, Phyllis finally confirmed to Kane that she stole his AI, which is what he said he wanted from her, the truth. But it's too late. So at this point, Phyllis and Kane have both vowed revenge on each other, but we could be getting some secret hate sex soon. Because the spark between them is still there, even though they say they don't like each other. And you know, Lily is going to find out, and that might be why she leaves town upset, which coincides with Crystal Khalil's maternity leave, which we know is coming soon. She is very pregnant, but Lily is still around next week and she's laughing it up, having a good time with Kane, even though Lily said this is not a date. So then Phyllis swans into the AbbottCom launch party next week with her son Daniel Romalotti and his +1, Tessa Porter, and Phyllis is telling them the party's going to be fun. But Daniel says it's a little early to call it. It's going to be less than keen when Phyllis spots Kane with Lily. You know, Daniel is going to be so embarrassed. Because of course, Phyllis is going to commit an egregious party foul. There's no way she's going to sit by and let Kane have a fun date night with Lily. I expect Phyllis to make a big old scene, and I think it's going to get really soapy, especially if she tells Lily that Kane's not done with her and that they were lip-locking at Crimson Lights earlier that day after Lily left. I think Phyllis can make Kane look really bad. Because let's be real, it looks really bad that he did that he was telling Lily he was done, and then, you know, playing tonsil hockey with Phyllis. So, in addition to Phyllis showing up and making a rear of herself, we'll see if she gets ejected like she does from most parties. Next week during the launch, we've got Sally Spectra greeting everybody and delivering the big mission statement for AbbottCom with Billy Abbott at her side supportively. And of course, Sally is the CEO and Billy is her second in command. And Sally is telling everybody that AbbottCom's allegiance is going to be to the facts and that people can look to them for the truth. We'll have to wait and see if she works in a slam at Newman Media for being slanted, because we know they are because Victor Newman tells them to do it. And we also know that Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson Newman are at the launch party. They said they were going to go check out the competition, So if Sally doesn't make a dig at them, I'm sure Billy will. Also at the launch party, we have Jack checking something on his phone, and then he looks completely stunned, and he seems to be in a panic, and he shows Diane Jenkins something on his phone. So Jack's saying, "What the hell?" And Diane is also shocked, and she's saying, "No." So maybe Victor found a way to still use the AI against them, even though Jabot is shut down. Maybe Jack left Marchetti up and running because it's its own division, and Victor somehow used the AI on Marchetti and then was able to backdoor his way into Jabot. Now, if he did that, I'm betting his granddaughter Summer Newman would never forgive him. And remember, Diane had planted tracking programs that Victor doesn't know about, so those are looking for any AI incursions and will trace them back to the source to leave a trail. Diane is hoping to get concrete proof that Victor is guilty of cybercrimes so they can take it to the police or the FBI and have him locked up. So, one thing is clear next week. Jack and Diane are horrified, and Victor is very likely the reason for that. But Nikki Newman now knows what her husband Victor is planning, and she knows he's been lying to her, and I do suspect she's going to take action. So maybe she can find a workaround. Also, at the end of this week, Sienna Bacall insists that she needs to leave Genoa City, and Noah Newman wants to know why she is so set on going. And she says it's about Matt and how much of a danger he is. But what it's really about, and what Noah finally figures out, is that it's Sharon Newman's disapproval of their relationship. By the way, in case you didn't know, I don't know how they're aging the characters, but Sharon Case, the actress, and Tamara Braun, the actress, are the same age. They are both 54. So, Sienna insists it is not Noah's job to protect her. But in the end, he is going to talk Sienna into staying. And Sienna and Noah also swap I love yous by the end of this week. And Noah, of course, is not happy that his mom Sharon tried to get Sienna to leave him. So, in the end, Noah convinced her to stay, and Nick Newman thinks that keeping Sienna around is bait to lure Matt to Genoa City so they can put an end to him. So, he's okay with it. If you remember, Nick booked a room at the GKC in Noah and Sienna's name as a false lead. And sure enough, Young and the Restless spoilers for next week have Matt Clark in Genoa City at the GCAC poking around, although he said he hates that place. And guess what? Sienna's horrible husband didn't come to GC alone. He brought dirty cop Annie Stewart along for the ride. So Matt and Annie are talking in the park next week, and Matt tells her that Noah has stashed Sienna in a suite at the GCAC. And Matt tells Annie he doesn't care if it's difficult. She better get in there and take care of Sienna. And I don't think he means in a nice way. It looks like Matt wants his cheating wife Sienna dead. I'm also wondering with Dirty Detective Annie in Genoa City if not-so-dirty Detective Burrow is going to follow along. Maybe he gets tasked by the LAPD to follow Annie and arrest her for all the dirty deeds she was doing and being a dirty cop back in Los Angeles. Young and the Restless next week spoilers look really exciting. I've got fingers crossed that it's the end of the asinine AI. Maybe Nikki finds a way to delete it to thwart Victor. Be sure to check back for our complete weekly spoilers video for the week of December 15th through the 19th, coming soon. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Kane Ashby is determined to completely destroy Phyllis Summers for stealing his AI program and giving it to Victor Newman, who destroyed his company soon after gaining access to the program. Phyllis has lied to Kane time and again, and he is determined to make her pay. Kane is determined to turn everyone against Phyllis because of her actions. Phyllis knew what Victor had planned, and she wanted to take over Jabot. That was all she asked Victor for. We all know that Victor has no intention of allowing that to happen anyway. Victor wants to finally take down Jack Abbott and put an end to Jabot. Phyllis is Jack's ex, and Kane will certainly use that to give Jack all of the information he can about Phyllis and her deal with Victor. What Phyllis did was underhanded, but that doesn't mean Sin is any better than Phyllis is. He did come to town to take over all of the businesses in Genoa City after all. Who is Kane to try and bring anyone down? Kane is fed up with Phyllis, and he is not playing with her anymore. Kane is determined to make sure that Phyllis never gets her hands on Jabot. Kane has promised that Phyllis will never again work in Genoa City. It is unbelievable that Phyllis actually seems surprised by this, considering what she has done to Kane. Kane literally wants to burn Phyllis down, and will likely start with Jack and Diane Abbott. Kane warned Jack the minute the AI disappeared because he knew that Victor has it and would target Jabot. Diane had suspected Phyllis of being the hacker who stole the AI programs as well. Kane now knows that Phyllis was the person who stole the AI program, and much more. Will he tell the Abbotts everything? Summer Newman is about to learn that her mother is the reason that Jabot was forced to go offline to save the company. Unfortunately, Summer's company, Marchetti, is a part of Jabot, and thanks to Phyllis, it is shut down as well. Summer is going to be more than furious with her mother, knowing that she was planning to steal it out from under the Abbott. Can Phyllis ever make this right? Daniel Romalotti will obviously side with his sister on this because Phyllis has no reason to attack Jabot. Both of these kids are about to learn that their mother didn't learn a thing after faking her death. Is this the last straw for Phyllis? Will both of her children cut her out of their and their children's lives because Phyllis never learns? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, December 16th, reveal that Victor Newman will gloat while Chelsea Lawson rages. Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra will also play Fix-It, so there'll be a lot happening in Genoa City. First, on Tuesday's Y&R episode, Chelsea will corner Adam Newman and rip into him for going behind her back. They're supposed to be a team, so Chelsea won't be pleased over Adam carrying out Victor's orders without informing her. Chelsea will also blast Adam for using Newman Media to blow up Jabot's shutdown. This obviously hurts Jack Abbott, which isn't something Adam wanted to do. Chelsea will remind Adam of his friendship with Jack and complain about the betrayal. Since Chelsea wasn't included in any of this, it'll feel like a betrayal to her too. Of course, Adam may argue that there's no point in standing against Victor on anything related to Jack's downfall. Besides, Adam really doesn't want to rock the boat with Victor when they've managed to build a decent father-son bond. While Adam defends himself to Chelsea, Victor will pat himself on the back. Although Victor wasn't able to use the AI program on Jabot, he found another way to hurt the Abbotts and will consider it a victory. Jack will likely come along to confront Victor at some point, so Victor is bound to do some gloating. Victor has a way of coming out on top and will rub that fact in Jack's face soon enough. Next, Billy and Sally will tackle a problem of their own. The timing of this Jabot-related scandal surely won't be good for Abbott Communications. At the moment, Sally and Billy are trying to get an Abbott-connected company off the ground. The fact that Jabot appears to be crashing and burning won't exactly do them any favors in the press. This will overshadow the launch and perhaps make people wonder if Abbott Communications will follow in crumbling Jabot's footsteps. Nevertheless, Billy and Sally will team up on some fix-it strategies and try to salvage the company's future. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally and Billy may have to make some updates to their tactics along the way, but they'll hope to generate some positive news in the end.